Hi, I'm Parth Kushwaha. I've finished two different courses with Craftchala, one in brand building and the other one in sales leadership. I learned a lot from them. I finished my graduation from TAPNI and I'm placed with ICICI. And I, in fact, participated in a lot of competitions and was fortunate enough that my team won Bajaj Finserv Atom this year. I had read a little bit about Craftchala online because I was looking to upskill myself with an industry specific certification that people in the industry in India really recognized. And I just read about it online and I was pretty hesitant. So there was a member of my placement committee team, my year itself, who had done the program, and our senior had recommended the program. So that held a lot of weight. I was still at that point not fully convinced until I took the test. And the test had some really cool ideas and brands. Everyone should take the test regardless of whether they want to do a marketing course or not. And I decided to do the first course. And after I did the first course, it was a really good experience. Brand building. That's why I did another one in sales. There was always this slight self doubt whenever you take a particular specialization, be it marketing, finance. I've done a little bit of digital marketing, but to decide that your whole career was going to be about this one particular specialization, and this decision has to be taken well in advance. So there was always that hesitation, how am I going to go about it? Because there's only one opportunity where you can actually test it, which is during the internships, right at the end of the first year. But apart from that, I actually learned through Craftchala by getting assigned a brand that was a little difficult for me to relate to, right? I actually ended up having a really good experience. The brand was actually making products related to female urinary devices. And as a guy, I had never even come across the concept. I never really needed to worry about these things. But when I actually was able to still love the process of the legwork, the research involved, strategizing around what the plan would be for this particular company and how would they reach their target audience, including the communication, I really realized that this is what I love doing. And no matter what the sort of product or service might be, marketing is where I want to be. Yeah. I had a great experience both times because I got paired up with a very diverse set of students from all across various colleges, all coming from varied backgrounds. And it really helped that the group is diverse because it was really important to get a different perspective. It's really easy in a group to end up agreeing when someone does the legwork into what they're trying to say and make it convincing. But if someone can give equally valid, diverse opinion, then that's what takes the discussion forward. It's all about making sure that final product, which in this case is your weekly submission, is as good as you can make it because it's being evaluated by an industry expert. You normally might not get to speak to them again, right? They'll review your work, they'll ask you about it, you'll present to them maybe sometimes, and the feedback that they give is extremely valuable. So you need to make that feedback count, right? So you have to put your best foot forward. One time, what ended up happening was, I think in the sales leadership program, we had to make a submission, and at that point we had not understood a particular objective of the charter correctly, and we almost had no time to go about it, right? And all three of us ended up having exams, so we basically put our effort here and we somehow scraped through our exam. And I think that was an experience that really made me appreciate and trust the group even more. Yeah. Mr. Saurabh, he was an amazing goldmine of information and insights because when he takes you through the evaluation of sorts, it's more like a mini course in itself. He will spend 3 to 6 hours with you. And put that into context, when someone has 10 to 15 years plus experience, right, you need to take full advantage of that. Experts work in a way where they want you to be curious, ask the questions, and they ensure that you do the work first, right, related to the deliverables mentioned earlier. Then you come to them, they'll point out firstly what could have been done better, how they went about it, when they were doing that particular role, and what even they could have done better. It's overall a really good experience with these experts. One thing that really stood out to me was how there's this ever expanding library of content, and the content produced by Craftshall itself is great, right? It's always there till you're there with the course and after also. But the expanding library of great webinars by these industry experts, they've come with a specific objective of teaching you something that's happening right now or sharing their opinion on something that might happen soon in the future. And you get to learn a lot and interact with this person. Definitely. One particular framework that really helped me out was how to quantify your target audience and map them out on a graph, so to speak. Earlier in college, I felt like the concepts taught are really useful. How you do segmentation, targeting, and positioning. But now, when you have to apply this in the real world, how are you going to go about it? Because the one thing that you realize is unless you're speaking about something tangibly, what are you really saying, right? So when you're at Craftshalla, you're taught to take a target audience, make a whole bunch of assumptions, and you start drilling down on what you think is the possible total addressable market. You drill down some more and you try and find out who might be your target audience. You try and use a lot of data and try and figure out who exactly can you actually market to, right? Who are these people? Where are they located? And that was something invaluable. I always use that framework because a large part of any competition, and I think even in projects at work, is a little bit of showmanship, which involves showing the audience how exactly have you reached that conclusion and why is your answer so thorough. I don't use it quite often, but I think it was extremely useful. My mother works in advertising, and I was telling her about the brand personalities that was taught in the brand building course and how I found it as a really interesting concept. And she was extremely surprised because she said that even in ad, it takes quite a few years for such concepts to trickle down to them. There are gaps between industry and academia, and they can be significant. If you take the simple example of a case study, a lot of times you might feel this case study is really reputable, right? There are a lot of great concepts that you can absorb that the professors are really drilling down into. But you might feel like these concepts, while they're great, are difficult to apply perfectly to a present situation because technology is moving so quick and everything is evolving so quickly. But why does that happen? It probably happens because there's a case that's created and it's getting a lot of attention. It gradually is becoming more reputable. Then that's when academics take the case, they further analyze it, they derive concepts that they can teach out of it, and that's when it gets put into the curriculum. So do you see that massive lead time that's involved, sometimes years, maybe decades? And that's why case studies tend to be so old at times. And it can be a little demotivating. You should take those learnings and try and put it into a better context, right? But when you're actually looking at the course taught by Craftshalla, you have these industry experts who give you that toolkit. They show you that the case study is always technically very relevant because you're dealing with a real brand who's given you a real problem. So when you try using the concepts that you've already learned at college, plus the tools that Craft gives you, you're actually having a hands-on experience on a problem of the present, right? You might have this company solve something real, right? It's tangible. It's not just a case study. I think that's what primarily differs this program from an MBA program. It's a great addition. Timing is never perfect, right? When you're in a B school, there's never going to be enough time, but you always have to make time. I want to tell them to have a hard look about first whether they want to do a particular specialization. So try and speak to a lot of people in the industry and find out things. Map out the journey of how that would be, right? Who you need to talk to, which companies you need to join. And Craftshalla is a really great tool to add to your arsenal in terms of your CV and experience, because unless you know how to do something, and not just theoretically, it's very difficult for someone to hire you that first time. Unless you get your foot into the door, it's going to be extremely difficult even within your company that you might be working at to laterally jump from, let's say, sales to marketing. I think the biggest hesitation, and a lot of my peers, juniors, always bring this up, it's about the cost. Try and analyze like what the cost actually means. The course costs around 18 to 20,000 depending on the course that you take. But try and look at it this way. Firstly, always give the test, right? That's what I try telling all of my juniors, that when you give the test, you'll actually find out if this is something you enjoy, because the test itself is great. Within the test, you get to learn a lot. After that, when you actually look at how much you technically pay for an MBA program, it's in quite a few lakhs. And when you actually take that amount and you break it down in terms of how much you're paying per class, you can calculate how many classes you have in total. Obviously, the expenses don't break down that way, right? There are a lot of additional great services and infrastructure that your college provides you. But when you look at it that way, right, and how many of those classes are actually part of the marketing, that is shrinking down. Maybe a tenth of those are marketing, right? So when you look at the knowledge that you gain, which is great from your college professors, but how can you actually augment that? So when you look at it that way, of how you're upskilling yourself, bringing yourself closer to what the industry requires, for me, 20,000 was a really great value. That was the major issue that I had thought of, and what most people around me really get hung up on. Because everything else is pretty easy to look at and judge for yourself if it makes it worth it or not. There are a lot of testimonials, there's a lot of great success stories, which is what matters in the end, right? Where do these people get placed? How do they like the program? Was it actually of use to them? And all of those points are very clear.